Welcome and welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another video. As you can tell by today's title, we'll be talking about you getting some alone time. Okay? So let's get straight into it. I honestly believe, and I'm just going to touch on my experience, and I'm just going to gravitate the energy that I need to gravitate towards my audience. It is extremely important to be alone. After each significant relationship that I have, I almost immediately decide to be alone. And being alone not only brings you clarity, but when I say being alone, I mean like you're not entertaining anybody, you're not talking to somebody new, nothing. Whether I was gonna compare that to love life, to friendship and job, but that's completely different. But I think there's an importance about being by yourself after a long committed relationship, even if it's just a talking stage or even if it's just dating. You need to be able to gather your thoughts. And when I say that, nobody's perfect. I really mean it. And so even if you think that a situationship, relationship, complicationship, ended because of the other person, 9 times out of 10, you also aided in the ending of that relationship. And so it's important to take a real big step back and kind of reflect on what it is that you did, hold yourself accountable, but then also understand what it is that made you lose the interest that you had in this person that you were actually interested in from the beginning, but now that interest isn't there anymore. So what is it they did? Try to look for patterns. Try to look for things that they said. Try to look for actions. It could be positive just like it could be negative. But that only happens during a long time when you actually allow yourself to access thoughts. You're not distracting yourself. You're not not being in silence. You're not journaling. You're not talking about it. It's important to sometimes relive certain moments to avoid repeating the same mistakes, because then that failed talking stage, that failed relationship, that failed situationships, those issues that you couldn't detect, you're going to reattract until you confront them. And then at a certain point, you'll start dating more frequently, and you'll pick up on these things like this. Saves you a bunch of time than trying to give Enrique 6 months of talking stage just for you to be like, oh my God, we were incompatible. You could have spent 4 of those months with a big baller, a man that you could have really took care of you, a man that could have really been about you, and you wasted it on Enrique. No shade to my Enriques, of course. But you see what I'm trying to say? Like, it's very, very important to always kind of be like, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, I think it's always important to kind of like analyze what went wrong and what went right. Like, what is this person, what did this person do? And I loved it. And I told myself, damn, my next, relationship needs to have that. Because it can't all be bad. There's always some good in the bad. Because why would you have stayed so long? Okay? So, and within understanding that, I think it is very important to have a long time. It all comes back to the same point. You cannot have these reflections if you're constantly being distracted. And when I say be alone, it really means without any distractions. When I say that, I really mean it like whether you're journaling, you're talking about the situation with your homegirls again and again and again and again and again. You know what I'm saying? You use your notes app. You cry about it. You yell about it. You get mad about it. Whatever. You go to the gym about it. Just having this thing where it's like you also reconnect with yourself, because I'm guessing that when you guys are going through these situationship, majority of you, because not everybody's like that, but majority of you hunched, because we're grown. Hello. So you guys hunched, and within hunching, you guys are creating soul ties, and you guys are tying yourself, even if it's not soul, you're caught. Okay, having that a long time also means abstinence. And it's very important to practice that, because you can just be feeling the person that you slept with energy, and you'll mix up your thoughts with their energy, have you thinking that you're thinking these thoughts, and they're not your thoughts, Spooky. So you need to cleanse yourself from somebody's energy in order to regain your thoughts, and then know exactly what went wrong, exactly what should have not happened, what should have happened, what you wanted to happen, and how it did play out. And there's a big importance in being alone. You get tons of benefit. You know, you think better when you're alone. You get more creative when you're alone. And also, like, it kind of is like a point in time where it's like you confront your emotions like this the moment you have them, and you pinpoint them. A good exercise that I love to do is write down, lost my train of thought again. I'll be back to that one. But, okay, I'm going to talk about the experience that led me to understanding how important it is a long time. During one of my relationships, I think I was convinced that I was healed after like 3 months. I was convinced. I was like, no, I mentally clocked out, whatever the case may be. I don't need to do all of that alone time bull crap, right? It came out 7 months after me healing from that breakup that one question triggered a wave of emotion that made me realize that question actually made me realize that I was finally over that breakup. But that was just 7 months after the breakup happened. I still had so much built up anger, frustration, shame, a lot of embarrassment and things of such. And that really goes to show you how important it is to just have that alone time. Because had I stayed with myself or talked about it with somebody that I trust or wrote it down, I probably would have detected that anger a long time ago. I probably would have cried about it. I probably would have wilded out about it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't do that. So I just think that it's very important to be alone. I cannot stress this enough. And that's what I wanted to say, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to my TED Talk where I was just rinsing. Hopefully I was entertaining or whatnot. But please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and share the video to somebody that you think should hear this. Cause bitch, why you always taking? You always talking to somebody. Be single. Okay? It's okay. Let that coochie breathe. Okay? Let that heart breathe. Okay? Let that head breathe. Let that soul breathe. Let everything breathe. Okay? So send it to somebody that you think should hear this. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And just like I say, I don't be saying nothing. So I'll see y'all when I see y'all. Love y'all.